world. We're the creator. That's the creator. That we're the created. This separation worldview. Instead, see it as the universe is actually what we are a part of, and the laws of the universe not only apply to matter and all of the physical domain, but it applies to us as well because we're part of it all. There's no separation. Seeing the whole worldview as separate is what Satanism ultimately comes from. They're getting you to see the world in the same separation worldview that they see it as. And the separation that they see, I'll talk about, which is they see law as confining and enslaving them, meaning universal law, which it is not. It is our utmost greatest teacher, nurturer, and evolver. That which helps us to evolve to higher levels of consciousness. It is not that which puts constraints, chains, and shackles upon us, but that which actually sits underneath us and nurtures us and moves us up to higher levels of consciousness in our evolutionary growth and development as a species, as individuals and as a species. Not only is it not a set of shackles and chains, it's the ultimate pathway to true freedom is natural law. Satanists don't see it that way, which we'll get into. But at its ideological core, it says that knowledge of the human psyche and knowledge of the laws of the universe should actually be hidden or occulted and held only by a subclass of human beings. This small subclass of human beings that are the ones who are in the know and then who are actually dictating to everybody underneath them as their subjects. They want to be the kings of this domain. They want to be the kings of Earth. They want to be the rulers. They want everybody else under their thumb. This is the most important part of this working definition of what Satanism is that very few people, except myself, actually get correct and talk about. When people in the freedom-oriented world, when I hear, I just have to say, I hear dumb, childish dolts today in political analysis movement. It shouldn't be called the freedom movement. It should be called the endless political analysis movement. Talking about Satanism as devil worship. If that's what you're putting forward to your fucking listening audience, your viewing audience, and you're telling them all these people do is look at, it's an external deity. Hold on, wait, let's get our specialist. We have a specialist standing by. Let's go to this interview of our specialist, and let's go to him now. Here he is. We have him in studio. Satanism is the worship of the devil. And what these people do is they worship the Sabbatic goat of Mendes. They worship Eliphas Levi's Baphomet creature, and that's their god, and they think of it as a real entity that they bow down to and they sacrifice people to. You don't know that that's what Satanism is, and that's who they are, and that's who they worship? You guys got a lot of learning to do. This is how dumb these people fucking are. I have to make a fucking complete mockery and joke, because if not, we'd hit stream, and I would just sit here with my head in my fucking hands for 3 hours and fucking cry over how stupid you fucking are! That's what I would need to do. You're not teaching anybody. You're doing them a fucking disservice, morons. You're telling them a lie that your bullshit religion told you because you're too stupid to understand the truth, and you accepted the bullshit lie that your religious bullshit tradition fed you because it's easier than thinking! That's why I fucking can't stand religion, because of the damage it's done to people's fucking psyches. In the whole fucking world, it's done nothing but make fucking dumb pieces of fucking shit. That's all it's done. And this is who we have on our team. People who can't move the fucking ball down the field because they're so religiously diseased and brainwashed. And then they tell other people fucking lies that their bullshit religion told them, and these people can't understand their real master's mindset, you dumb shit. You're a dumb, dull piece of fucking shit. Everybody who teaches that Satanism is what your bullshit Christian religious fucking priest class told you it was, you dumb shit. You're a dumb fucking mud ape. I really can't take people these days. I really can't. I've been doing this for 17 fucking years. And the morons of today still not only don't know what Satanism is, you're fucking believing in a lie about what it is, and then you're teaching other people the same lie your low-life, dumb fucking ass bought into. You dumb piece of shit. And let me tell you something. If there's one Mark Passio teaching what Satanism really is, there's 100,000 people who think they know what Satanism is and are teaching the fucking bullshit, false, Hollywoodized and Christianized fucking bullshit variation of what they believe it to be when it has zero resemblance to the truth about what this religion actually is and the damage it's really doing to the fucking world. They won't talk about their actual mindset. They'll only talk about it from their imbecilic religious perspective. Because that's how unidimensionally and dumbed down your fucking thinking is, because you never learned the trivium and you just bought into some bullshit religion. Listen and learn, dolts out there. It is much more highly accurate to understand what Satanists are and what dark occultists in general are, to view them instead of religious priests as ancient dark psychologists, master psychologists. We have to stop thinking of Satanists as people who are like the opposite of a religious priest, like in a church or a synagogue or a mosque. Stop thinking of them like that. Like in a building with the Baphomet in the background, the devil goat in the background, and with a congregation performing a black mass. Stop thinking of it that way. You're a moron who's brainwashed by Hollywood and fucking religion to believe in that's what Satanism is. That's nothing to do with Satanism. Not real Satanism. Satanism is a fucking mindset. It's a worldview. It's a way of looking at yourself in the world and a way of looking at other people in the world that then they have inculcated people into and given them a sub-variation of that same mindset so that they can control them, enslave them, and perpetuate the fucking cycle. People are just so fucking dumb and dumbed down and just fucking, they just see everything with a child's view. Grow the fuck up. Learn how it really works. They are ancient, dark psychologists who know every aspect of the workings of the human mind. They have mastered psychology. They can manipulate humans' minds. They can read our motivations, our fears, our dreads, our worries, our anticipations, our anxiety levels. They know every aspect of our internal makeup and framework before we've ever learned a fucking piece of sand on the beach regarding our internal makeup. We haven't learned a drop, and they know the totality of the ocean. They're ancient master psychologists, dark psychologists, manipulator psychologists. That's how you have to see Satanism and its adherents. They know more about you than you know about yourself because you're a dumb dolt not learning about yourself and not learning about the world at large and how it really operates. You have a completely delusional worldview about how you think things and how the fucking world works. And these people are completely making an ass out of you, dominating and controlling you at every fucking manipulative turn that they steer you through because you're so ignorant. And they know everything about how to do that, and you don't know anything about how it's being done. That's what Satanism is, you dumb shits. They're ancient psychologists who know every aspect about how to manipulate human psychology on a worldwide scale, who hold and wield hidden information or occult knowledge about the psyche and the laws of nature, and they hold that real information back from spreading and becoming common sense knowledge throughout the population of the world for the purpose of exploiting the dumb, ignorant, piece of shit, mud ape masses of humanity. Okay? That's who your fucking masters are, dumb shits. And I'm telling you, people haven't gotten it. They don't understand any part of it as a whole. And, okay, so what if a few fucking tens of thousands of people who have been listening to my work from the beginning get it? Do you think the information, listen, everybody shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm about to say right now and answer it honestly in your own fucking brain. Do you think the whole human fucking population, in a complete common sense way, understands this basic working definition that I have provided on this one fucking slide out of the hundreds of thousands of fucking slides that I put out over the fucking years? Do you think the whole population understands the information printed on this one fucking slide? If that's not common sense knowledge after me talking about this for 17 fucking years, it's your fucking fault out there. You didn't do your job. You didn't put it out there to the fucking world, losers. You sat on your fucking hands, you sat on your ass with your thumb up your fucking ass as a lazy bitch on your fucking couch who doesn't want to get involved in the real battle taking place, and you didn't teach anybody a fucking thing. And you're telling me I have no right to be this angry when I've given up my whole fucking life to teach this and teach people about what's really going on, you losers? You're fucking lame losers, and I don't want you on my fucking team. And I'll talk about it with vitriol and bitter hatred, which is my decision to do so because I'm expressing the truth about the fucking losers on this side. You're losers. You cannot become losers. You could decide I'm going to crawl out of the fucking pit of being a loser and I'm going to become intelligent and I'm going to become driven and I'm going to become strong, but I don't see any fucking indication of that happening. And then not only people are not fucking getting what Satanism really is and still believe in your bullshit fucking child raping fucking priest who's raping fucking children up the fucking ass. You want to believe them over somebody that came from this religion and is trying to give you their fucking playbook. But no, you'll listen to the fucking anal raping fucking child raping fucking priest over somebody who's trying to explain to you what their fucking worldview and mindset are and how they manipulate people into believing what they want them to believe. No, you want to believe they're out in the fucking woods sacrificing goats and cats with black robes and torches, and they worship Baphomet, and that's their whole religion, 'cause my priest told me that's how they roll. As dumb as a fucking wet paper bag full of broken glass bottles. That's how dumb you loser morons are. And I'm tired of pretending that you're not. You know, like the Joker said, he's tired of pretending that people who he thinks deserve to get killed are getting killed, and he's tired of pretending it's not funny. I'm tired of pretending you're not the dumb dolt, detritus dolt losers that you actually are out there in fucking TV land. Because you are. And that the people who are this dumb make the world to continue to remain an imprisoned society, an enslaved society. Because your ignorance is what is enslaving all of us. You gotta wake the motherfuck up all the way. Not get a little glimmer of it from your bullshit religion. You gotta shed all that fucking programming. You gotta wake up all the fucking way. And you gotta understand who your rulers really the fuck are. Because they're kicking our ass up and down the fucking street, and they are absolutely winning. And people don't think so. Through the power differential that the Satanists gain by way of manipulating those who remain in ignorance of the occult knowledge that they possess. This small minority who continue to operate in the know want to permanently rule over the masses of humanity and effectively become God on earth. That is the goal of the satanic religion and its highest level adherents. They want to enslave a subset of humanity, which is going to be the bulk of the human population, and they want to exist as the gods of our society, the entrenched yet continued to be hidden ruling class that can never be dethroned from their position as rulers, and their progeny can never be dethroned from their positions as a ruling class, because the population is too ignorant to do that, because they don't understand the tactics and the manipulation methods that this priest class uses to enslave the minds of the population and therefore enslave them behaviorally. It is important to understand that, contrary to popular religious belief and Hollywood belief notions that are injected and instilled into the dumbed-down masses of shit apes, that the overwhelmingly vast majority of Satanists in the whole worldwide hierarchy of Satanism, the whole worldwide interconnected diverse network of ancient psychologists who are the ruling class social engineer Satanists, do not worship an externalized portrayal of the Christian deity known as Satan in the Christian mythos and the Christian tradition, the antithesis god of the God of Christianity. They do not worship anything. If anything, you have to see modern Satanists as people who worship their own ego. Their own ego is placed on a pedestal in a state of apotheosis. The ego is elevated to godhood. That is what apotheosis means. Okay? It means to go beyond the God state and elevate something or usurp the position of God. So in politics, they created in the dome of the Capitol the apotheosis of George Washington, viewing him as a god. He's the new Zeus because he was the first president, and he's representing the government the God known as government, elevating government to apotheosis, to go beyond godhood, as Jay Parker calls it, godverment. Great word coined there, you know. That's what it really is. It's people's religion. It's people's God. Just like money is their God, the true one eye, the all-seeing eye. It's right in the name money, the one eye. The true God, the elevation of government to apotheosis, to godhood. In Satanism, All the ultimate goal is the elevation of ego and the elevation of human beings to godhood. It is the apotheosis of the ego and the apotheosis of a small subset of human beings who wants to look at themselves and have themselves be treated on the earth as God and everybody else as their subjects and their slaves. If you don't understand that that's what Satanism is, and it is not worshiping an externalized deity in the form of this bull god with horns and hooves and a tail. It's just a little fucking baby child's worldview of a mindset that is infinitely more insidious than that. And doing something infinitely more dangerous and destructive to the people of this planet than worshiping some fucking externalized entity told in fucking biblical stories. That anybody still believes this religious garbage and can't expand their worldview to an accurate understanding of the satanic mindset and tenets, you're fucking endless, you're an eternal fucking child mentally. I was a priest in the fucking satanic world religion. And I'm telling you, Satanists do not worship Satan. They take the fucking name because it represents rebellion and usurpation of the true God of creation, which some of them don't even believe in, but they like the symbolism of it. Some of them are theistic Satanists and believe they are actually actively rebelling against the God of creation and usurping its place and thwarting its laws. And that is very accurate. That is exactly what they are doing. That is what this subclass of humanity, that is the priest class that is running the fucking world and owns people, that is their mindset. That is what they want to become. They want to become God, they want to be treated as the masters of the entire earth domain, and they want to usurp the place of the Creator, and they want to destroy the Creator's laws and put their own laws in the place of the Creator's laws. And if you don't understand that by now, you're a very naive, dumb shit. And you want to still water things down and dumb them down and look at them unidimensionally like your bullshit religion teaches you to fucking not think. They don't worship Satan in the Christian tradition. Instead, they see Satanism as what I call an ideological way of being in the world. Listen to that again. They view their satanic belief system and network and structure and mindset and worldview as an ideological way of being in this world. It's a way of thinking. It's a worldview. It's a set of beliefs and practices. It's the way you see yourself in the world and the way you see others in the world. And then you're trying to propagate your worldview to others. You're trying to spread it with other people who could potentially be the priest class and the administrative class. And then you're trying to spread it to other people to give them a watered down version of that mindset so that it makes them weaker and easier to rule. A Satanist, the Satanists of the world can only control and enslave human beings who they have inculcated into a lesser variant of their own twisted and degenerate ego-worshipping system of belief. They have to give them a lower level variant of their ego-based religion to put people in a mindset that can never free them from slavery. Satanists view the ego-driven self as the god of their religion. If you don't understand that, you don't understand what Satanism is in the modern day. It is not the worship of the fucking goat of Mendes, the Eliphas Levi goat Baphomet. It is not the worship of anything. It's not the worship of any demons. It's not the belief in demons. It's not the conjuration of demons. It is the belief that the ego is God and that a subsection of humanity will triumph over all of the rest of the body of humanity and become its masters and become its God. And they will rule in hell in a place that they have turned into hell. This isn't hell. I want to make it clear. I do not see Earth as a hell domain. I don't see it as a hell world. Earth is a place that could become hell. Earth is a place that could be a paradisical place where we learn and grow and become so advanced mentally, spiritually, technologically, that we go on to do things that our brain is so insufficiently developed that we would not even be able to envision the states of consciousness and the states of being that we could possibly arrive at and explore into infinity. That is how advanced humanity could eventually become. And instead, you know what we've chosen? We could build that reality. We could build that paradise. And you know what we've chosen to build? We've chosen to build a mental asylum prison for ourselves and then sit in it for eternity as we slowly rot away into degeneration and fucking extinction within. That's how smart we are right now as a species. So I'm tired of this whole fucking worldview that Earth is hell and needs to be escaped. That's also a dumb detritus dolt worldview, quite frankly. We have to stop looking at it from that perspective because that's what the satanic perspective is. That the Earth is a vile, evil fucking hell that needs to be somehow escaped from by, we're going to manipulate people and turn it into something that we can have our way in, because then while we're still in hell, we're ruling it. Can't you see, giving the whole world the belief that Earth is hell is another way of giving them a lower level, dumbed down fucking version of their own fucking mindset, which is the whole fucking universe is hell because we're not allowed to do whatever the fuck we want in it and harm anybody we want for whatever reasons we want, and consequence won't come down upon us for doing it. We want to be able to do that with no consequence to ourselves. And the only way we could do that is we could try to insulate ourselves from those dastardly behaviors and mindsets by actually getting other dumber detritus dolts than us, which that should be the police and military shirt. We're the even dumber detritus dolts than the regular population because we've taken on all of the karmic brunt of the satanic ruling class and we're doing their fucking evil behavior for them, and we're getting our hands bloody and dirty, and they're getting away practically scot-free when it comes to karmic consequence because they only commanded us to do it and then sat back, watched us do it, paid us to do it, but we actually fucking did it with our own fucking hands, our own minds, our own fucking hearts, our own efforts. And then other jerk-off losers try to say that they're not getting the bulk of the karma. I know how karma works, and the universe is looking at the masters way more disfavorably and horribly than they're looking at the slaves who do the master's bidding. Wrong, dumbass. Wrong. Absolutely incorrect. Universal law does not look at what you say or who you give fake fucking toilet paper money to people to fucking do. It doesn't look at that. It'll factor that in a little bit, but in general, in the natural domain of natural law, the universe is not looking at the architect of evil who draws up the plans and who says, now we got to get the even dumber detritus dolts out in the population, the order following class, to actually perform these behaviors. It doesn't look at the engineers who structured that system as the most evil bad guys. You want to know why it doesn't? Because they're not. The evilest people on the face of the earth, the most evil the dumbest and most evil people on the planet are the order following class who follows the orders of the Satanists and dark occultists. They're the dumbest people on the planet. They're the most cowardly people on the planet. They're the most apathetic people on the planet. And they're the most evil people on the planet. Because they've abdicated their conscience to follow orders of the sickest people, the mentally and psychologically sickest people, the most emotionally sick people on the fucking planet, the most spiritually sick people on the planet, and they're actually doing their evil for them with their own body. And then I got other dumb fucking mud creatures writing to me to this day, still trying to say, you're wrong about how karma works, Mark. The dark occult class, that's the commanders of all the troops of evil, are the ones who get the most karma. You're wrong, dumbass. The order followers are the people who have the most karma dumped upon their soul. Karma means action. It doesn't mean writing something down in a book. It doesn't mean telling and communicating somebody to do the wrong thing. It doesn't mean influencing people to be evil. It means doing the evil. When you accrue negative karma, it's because of behavior that you conducted physically upon other people. You have to degrade them in some form. You have to diminish from them in some form. You have to take that which doesn't belong to you in some form. The only way the highest level Satanists and social engineers are actually detracting and stealing and taking from people is through deception. They violate really one of the 7 transgressions against natural law, whereas the order followers violate them all. They do murder, assault, rape, theft, trespass, coercion, and deception. This engineer ruling class really engages largely in deception. I'm not going to say not some of them partake in some of the other natural law sins or transgressions against true morality. Some do. Probably many do. But the top level ones that are really putting out the ideology that manipulates and controls everybody else, I guarantee you, they operate according to a very sophisticated code, and what they are doing is simply speaking words. That's all they're telling people. Watch Larkin Rose's film, The Jones Plantation, when the manipulator of the plantation, Mr. Smith, says to Mr. Jones, he just told all the slaves of the plantation that they're free and that they're going to all run the plantation together, when he knows he lied to them and manipulated them, and that's not the case, that they're still slaves. He's just trying to change their perception of their situation. And Jones says, why did you tell my slaves that they're free? And Smith says to him, all I said was a bunch of words. That's all I did. Nothing else happened here. This is how you have to understand what Satanists do. They deceive. They're deceivers. They don't do the bulk of the immoral, destructive, villainous behavior themselves. They want to remain largely karmically free of really intense karmic debt, because they want to continue to enjoy the fruits of their labor and continue to operate as the rulers of the planet. And the people who are going to be largely punished under the consequences of natural law are going to be the fucking people who went along with their deceptive words and then did horrible, violent, and coercive and even more deceptive behavior to their fellow human beings, to their fellow brothers and sisters, because they bought into the mind control. And then they're utilizing their physical form, their body, and their behavior to do it. That's literally dumb shits. What karma means from the original fucking Indus Valley term that came from fucking Sanskrit. It means action. It doesn't mean what you say. It means what you do. Your karma comes from what you do. Who's doing the behavior of the Satanists? The police are doing the behavior of the Satanists. The military are doing the behavior of the Satanists. The other order followers in the education system, in the medicine system, in the legal system are doing the order of the Satanists. They're fulfilling their desires and wishes and goals. If we say no to doing the behaviors that they command, their game is over. But they won't say no to the evil because they want the reward in the form of monetary compensation and being left alone, as they'll say, or having an easier life, or having more creature comfort, or having more physical resources, rather than doing the hard thing, which is the right thing. And that's why most people on this planet are immoral pieces of filth. They're not good. What's in their heart, what's in their mind, what they do with their behaviors is bad and evil. And they will continue to do that for their God, which is money. And they'll continue to do that for their occult gods, which are the Satanists who really run this fucking planet. You are locked in a fucking hell of a kind with demons who run the fucking place. And make no mistake about it, hell is empty and all the demons are here. Make no mistake of it. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Right here on this fucking planet, turning it into the hell world that's going to be their fucking playground.